Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Things You Need to Know video. There's quite a few things to go through here because there's quite a few things that you need to know, and we are going to do this different now because I don't think we need to talk about everything that's happened. This isn't really like a full review that we tend to do. I just want to pull out the important talking points. I just want to pull out the things that I think we really need to focus on. So first of all, Alexa Bliss won the first match. We went straight to this match. It was Alexa versus Bayley. Winner will go on to face Bianca. And here you can see Alexa victorious. Bianca jumping in the ring to congratulate her. The Bray logo in the background. What that did was it meant that Alexa was like hypnotized. She grabs a hold of Bianca, gets ready to hit the Sister Abigail. Now, she does snap out of this, and she doesn't hit that Sister Abigail. But this is really interesting. You can see the guy in the background pointing. There's a woman to the left that's taking a picture with her mouth open. Like, this is a great moment. This is quite shocking, and it was done really, really well. This crowd were really quiet throughout this whole event. Like, they were really not a great crowd. But this definitely caught their attention. So this whole Alexa Bray thing continuing to be teased. It seems like she is reverting back to the Alexa of old, the playground Alexa. And honestly, that version of Alexa being booked by Triple H rather than Vince, I think could be very interesting. Then we went backstage, and here you can see we've got Nikki Cross in the background. So we had Johnny and Dexter trying to figure out what to do with this money that Dexter had got from The Miz. Candice came along, which was really interesting because she obviously is married to Johnny. And it's really great, actually, to see these two on screen together. I don't think we've been getting enough of that on Raw. So it's great to see them together. Dexter in there as well. They were trying to figure out what to do with this money. But the reason why I showed this is I wanted to show Nikki Cross just in the background. I did wonder if this was the week she was going to attack Candice. This is the third time she's been in the background now of a Candice segment. I wanted to show you the board as well because, look, you can see what they were planning on spending their money on. Fully functioning Iron Man suits, maybe blinging up baby wrestling, maybe cloning their dog. Looked like they were also planning to go to the moon. I don't know that we actually saw what was happening in the bottom left there, but those were a few ideas they had on how to spend their money. Now, what they did decide to do with the money was they decided to buy a load of merch and then give it away. So here you can see Johnny firing one of those t-shirt cannons into the crowd. He only shot that thing once, though. He only shot it once. I really thought he was going to fire loads into the crowd. And they did give out a fair few bits. But, yeah, he only actually shot that cannon thing once. But they were giving loads of stuff away. Of course, The Miz would attack. He wants his money back. And basically they said, okay, we'll do a ladder match next week. Bring more money. We'll put this money up there as well. Winner takes all. But if you want that match, you're going to have to dress as an elf, as a Santa's little helper, and you're going to have to help us hand out this stuff. And so that's what happened. The Miz dressed up as a little elf, and he was then pictured handing out lots of goodies to kids and members of the WWE Universe. It was really fun. Some of the comedy moments on this week's show I thought were really good, actually. I thought they really hit their mark this week, so that was really good. This didn't hit the mark for me. This might have been really entertaining for others. We actually then went to Solo Sikoa against Elias. Elias would unsurprisingly lose that match. Kevin Owens would come down and make the save because they were about to destroy Elias after the match. But before the match, we actually got this. And this is Elias doing a concert for Riddle. Riddle is out of action for 6 weeks. We actually found out from the dirt sheets he's gone to rehab. and he's actually got like a drug issue, and so he's gone to rehab. And there was this moment where Elias said he found this in Elias's backstage, like his locker room area. And he pulls out this piece of paper that's like rolled up. And it looks like, obviously, you know, a joint or something along those lines. And I kind of thought, like, this is not the week to do this. Like, normally this would be funny. But having found out that he's just going to rehab, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of a stickler. Maybe I'm a bit of a stick in the mud. But this one, it didn't hit for me because I'm genuinely like concerned about Riddle. You know, I genuinely hope he's going to be all right. They've written him off. He's failed a wellness policy. He's gone to rehab. This isn't the time for a drug joke, in my opinion. But I wanted to include it because obviously this is probably going to divide opinion and some people might be all right with it. This is another one that I think is going to divide opinion a little bit. Maybe not quite as much. They showed Vince McMahon. Now, I put a tweet out about this, and it seemed to divide opinion. Because I was saying, isn't this interesting? They're showing Vince McMahon. Because I don't think we've seen Vince since he's left. I don't even know if Vince has been mentioned on, like, Raw or SmackDown. But they were showing us Tribute to the Troops, because Tribute to the Troops is coming up. And they showed us Vince McMahon. Now, I think this is really interesting because Vince obviously has been accused of some pretty serious stuff. They found money that's been paid to people to kind of, you know, agree for them to be quiet. And, you know, no charges were ever brought against him. I do understand that. But it's not a good look. And it's certainly bad PR, everything that's happened. And it could be even worse than that because these allegations could be true. So I don't know what the future's going to hold in regards to Vince and how they treat Vince. They've just not been talking about him or mentioning him. But now we're seeing him. They didn't have to include this of Vince. If you want to talk about Tribute to the Troops, there's so much footage that you can show of superstars. You didn't need to show Vince. I think this is the start of a bit of rehabilitation. I think this is maybe a way of getting him onto screens, getting us to see him again. I think we might see more of this in the future where they show him a bit. And, you know, there have been rumors that they have been thinking of putting him into the Hall of Fame. And I don't know. I think that there's definitely going to be fans that are not too comfortable with it. I mean, it's undeniable the impact that Vince had. I mean, Vince is WWE, but WWE is going on a new path now. You know, it's got new people in charge. Granted, still McMahon's. But, you know, Triple H is obviously doing the booking. Steph is chairwoman, co-CEO. Nick Khan has obviously got a lot of power now. Like Vince, we can move on if we want to. I just thought this was so interesting and just worthy of mentioning. This is also worthy of mentioning. One of the matches we got tonight was Asuka taking on Rhea Ripley. Asuka with no makeup whatsoever, darker ring gear, and very serious. Looking very, very serious. And the whole match was serious as well. There was no dancing here by Asuka. We are seemingly moving away from that version of her. And even towards the end, she would lose the match, but thanks largely to Dominic Mysterio getting involved and distracting, she would actually spit in his face, blue mist, and we would even see, like, you know, the effects of that. We would see Dominic backstage, like, saying how he's blinded and his eyes, you know, he can't see, and there's, like, real concern for him. So we're seeing that there's some very real repercussions of her actions. And the commentators were putting over how this was a new Asuka as well. So really interesting stuff this was. Really, really interesting. And then, like, the final thing we got at the end of the show was Bobby being fired. So our main event tonight saw Seth beat Bobby. This was a number one contenders match. We had two number one contenders matches tonight. We had, obviously, Bayley and Alexa won. She will now go on to face Bianca. And then in our main event, we got Bobby versus Seth. Seth won, so he will go on to face Austin Theory. But what we had is we had Bobby lose it. He snapped. He elbowed an official. He was told last week if anything like that happened again, he would be in big trouble. He pushed Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce fired Bobby Lashley. That was big, man. That was big. I don't know if he's going to be gone from WWE now. I don't know if he's going to be sitting out for a while. I don't know if he's going to go to SmackDown. I don't know what the future is going to hold for Bobby. But Bobby Lashley fired from WWE. In regards to this show, there were other matches in there. We got the likes of Street Profits and Akira Tozawa against Judgment Day. We got the likes of AJ Styles against Chad Gable. You know, there was Candice against EO. There was other matches in there, but I must admit, a lot of this show felt quite flat to me. If I am going to review it, I'm going to give it about a 6. Maybe I go 6.25. I kind of feel like the Bobby firing was quite a nice moment, and there was definitely interesting moments throughout this show. This is a show that was worth watching. I don't think you can say it wasn't. You know, there's all of those talking points that we've just gone through, but large swathes of it felt flat, and I think that the crowds just really didn't seem to be getting into it that much. Certainly it didn't come across at home on TV like the crowd were that vocal and into stuff. So yeah, I would say this is like a 6 or a 6.25. Awesome, guys. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Really appreciate the support as always, and hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.